For the latest, we are joined now by Vermont Democratic Senator Peter Welch. Senator, thank you for joining us. So is there any chance that possibly we could see this government shutdown averted?
Well, there's always a chance, and like Senator Capito said, we all should be talking. But there's a couple of things that are unique in this situation. Number one, President Trump, instead of convening parties, made it explicit he did not want Republicans to talk to Democrats. And they didn't. And that was at the instruction of President Trump. Second, there's enormous concern on our part about the erosion of health care access to Americans. And 15 million people already lost it or are going to lose it with the One Big Beautiful Bill. And now with the end of the subsidies, you're going to see Vermonters paying 100% more, and that's going to affect millions of people in the country. So if there's something worth fighting for, is for maintaining access to health care for everyday folks. These are working people. These are firefighters. These are teachers. These are plumbers. These are electricians. And the third thing is there's a trust issue. President Trump has said whatever Congress passes as a budget, he won't even pay attention to it. He can rip it up. So the question for us is a deal or not. So we've been looking to our Republican colleagues to join us in saying that whatever it is we agree to is enforceable.
And you just heard Senator Capito. She says that Republicans and Trump are willing to talk about the subsidies for the Affordable Care, and she's very concerned about the issue herself. She says that you still have until December 31st to work out a deal. Why is it so important for Democrats to do this right now?
Well, because the letters from insurance companies are going to be going out on October 1st. The insurance rates are going to be recalibrated so that folks are going to start getting notices of these 100% premium increases. And the other point here is, why not talk about it now? You know, the question is asked of us, why do you want to shut down? None of us want it. But the question I asked the president is, why do you want people to lose health care, or why are you not even willing to provide security for folks now? Why postpone that?
Is the concern that Democrats pass a clean budget with Republicans and then the GOP won't actually negotiate on health care?
Yes. No, this is not about the GOP. Like, one of the people in the Senate I respect more than any is Senator Capito. And if we were talking with Senator Capito, we'd make progress. But Trump calls the shots. That's the reality, and it's an unfortunate reality. And if he encouraged the Senate and Senate Republicans to sit down with us Democrats, I think we could work it out. But he is the final decider here. That's the reality that we're working with, and we can't ignore that.
There seems to be a very real threat that federal workers will not only be furloughed, but lose their jobs entirely over this shutdown. Does that give you pause that come midnight workers could lose their jobs?
It gives me enormous pause. But the legal reality, which doesn't affect what Trump will do, is that he has no more power in a shutdown than he does in a non-shutdown situation. So he does not have the legal authority to fire people. Now, on the other hand, Russell Vought is just salivating about the prospect of destroying as much of the government as he can. So he doesn't have the legal authority, but I do acknowledge he may do it, but he'd do it anyway.
And so what happens tomorrow and in the subsequent days and possibly weeks? Do both sides meet and try to come to some compromise?
Absolutely. I mean, the two things, one is health care. And by the way, these health care premium increases, those are going to hammer folks in West Virginia, just like they'll hammer folks in Vermont. So this is not a red state, blue state deal. This is about protecting working class Americans. That's number one. And then second, we have to have some assurance and join hand in hand with our Republican colleagues in demanding that if we have a bipartisan budget, then the president will abide by it. He doesn't have the authority to rip it up. And my Republican colleagues, regrettably, have looked the other way when the president has done that.
Who do you think ultimately this is going to fall on? Both sides are blaming the other for this government shutdown. In the end, we won't know likely until Americans go to vote ultimately. But is there a party that has more a greater responsibility here?
Well, start with this. The Republicans have the White House, the Republicans have the Senate, and the Republicans have the House. So that suggests they're in charge.
Senator Peter Welch, we thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.